Hi everyone, welcome back to Wilde Reads. My name is Dave. Today is part 2 of the October book haul. Roll the titles. Hi everyone, welcome back. As I said in the introduction, this is part 2 of my October book haul. Now you may remember, for those of you that are lucky enough to have seen part 1, we went book shopping in Dymchurch, and the day after we went book shopping in Whitstable, and these are the books that I accumulated in Whitstable. Number 1, as I casually lean towards the pile of books that are down here on the floor. So this is The Sport of Kings by C.E. Morgan, and this was shortlisted for this year's Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction. Now I know I've seen this crop up a lot on BookTube, and the reception that I've seen for it is slightly mixed. Some say it's good, most of the people that I've seen that have read this have said it's really good, and others are a little bit meh about it. So this is a sweeping narrative of wealth and poverty, racism and rage. The Sport of Kings is an American tale centred on a horse and two families, one white, a southern dynasty whose forefathers were among the founders of Kentucky, the other African American, the descendants of their slaves. Newly confronted with one another in the quest for victory, the two families must face the consequences of their ambitions, as each is driven and haunted by the same enduring question: how far away from your father can you run? That does sound absolutely brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. So I'm really hoping to get to that this year, although this year I am running out of time to read fiction because, of course, next month I shall be doing non-fiction November, and I'll be putting up a TBR for non-fiction November quite shortly, in the next couple of weeks, obviously before we get to November. I think I penciled it in for Wednesday the 1st of November, I think so. So the next book I got from Whitstable was this. This is Howard Jacobson, Zoo Time. Now I've got the Finkler question around here somewhere. Yes, I've got the Finkler question here, which I haven't read. This obviously won the Man Booker Prize. Well, I say obviously, it won the Man Booker Prize in 2010. And this one, I don't think this was prize nominated, but I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong on that. So, Zoo Time, novelist Guy Abelman is enthralled to his vivacious wife Vanessa, a strikingly beautiful redhead, contrary, highly strung and blazingly angry. The trouble is, he is no less enthralled to her alluring mother, Poppy. More like sisters than mother and daughter, they come as a pair, a blistering presence that destroys Guy's peace of mind, suggesting the wildest stories, but making it impossible for him to concentrate long enough to write any of them. Not that anyone reads Guy anyway, not that anyone is reading anything. Reading, Guy fears, is finished. His publisher, fearing the same, has committed suicide. His agent, like all agents, is in hiding. Vanessa, in the meantime, is writing a novel of her own. Guy doesn't expect her to finish it or even start it, but he dreads the consequences if she does. It's a book about books. That's it, because I hadn't read the blurb when I picked this up. I just saw Howard Jacobson, Zoo Time, and I just picked it up and put it in the basket. But now I've read the blurb, I really want to read that. I really want to get to it quickly. So maybe I will. I'll put that on the immediate TBR, which is up there in one of the corner shelves. The next book I've got. This is an author that I seem to be collecting a lot of books from, but I haven't actually read any of his yet. I've got 4 or 5 now from Peter Carey. Now Peter Carey is obviously famous. I'll say obviously again, it might not be obvious to a lot of you, but Peter Carey's won the Booker twice, one of very few authors to have accomplished that achievement. And this one is called His Illegal Self. Now this is published by Faber. His Illegal Self is the story of Shay, raised in isolated privilege by his New York grandmother. He is the precocious son of radical student activists at Harvard in the late 60s. Yearning for his famous outlaw parents, denied all access to television and the news, he takes hope from his long-haired teenage neighbour, who predicts, "They will come for you, man. They'll break you out of here." Soon Shay too is an outlaw, fleeing down subways, abandoning seedy motels at night. He is pitched into a journey that leads him to a hippie commune in the jungle of tropical Queensland. Here he slowly, bravely confronts his life, learning that nothing is what it seems. Who is his real mother? What was his real father? If all he suspects is true, what should he do? That sounds absolutely fantastic. I've got another Peter Carey that I picked up. Sorry, I've still got the shop stickers on. I usually de-sticker these before I film these, but I haven't done. So this is Amnes by Peter Carey. This looks like this is a trade paperback, and this is How Did a Young Woman from Suburban Melbourne Become America's Public Enemy #1? When Gabby Ballou releases the angel worm into Australia's prison system, hundreds of asylum seekers walk free. Worse, an American corporation runs prison security, so the malware infects some 5,000 American places of incarceration. Doors spring open, both countries' secrets threaten to pour out. Was this American intrusion a mistake, or has Gabby declared cyber war on the US? Felix Moore, known to himself as Australia's last serving left-wing journalist, has no doubt. Her act was part of the covert conflict between Australia and America. That seems a very different kind of book, and I don't usually get overly political in my reading. I do have a few in the non-fiction corner over there. I do have a few sort of slightly political leaning books, but I don't generally read a lot of political fiction. But that one does seem very interesting, so I will get to that in due course. The next book I've got, and again, I haven't de-stickered this book, so I'm going to de-sticker it now. And what do I find under the sticker? But another sticker. So I'll get rid of this one. Just talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I won't be long. Oh, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those. You know those stickers that you can't get off? You can't get off, and then you peel a corner up and you go to peel it off. This one's been on for some time, I can tell. You go to peel a corner up of these stickers and oh dear. Oh, that's not going at all well. Oh well. I'm going to put my finger here because that's where a sticker was. So this is Jan Martel, who obviously won the Booker Prize. I said obviously again. Jan Martel won the Booker Prize, of course, with The Life of Pi. And this is Beatrice and Virgil. And this is about when Harry receives a letter from an elderly taxidermist. It poses a puzzle that he cannot resist. As he is pulled into the world of this strange and calculating man, Harry becomes increasingly involved with the lives of a donkey and a howler monkey named Beatrice and Virgil, and the epic journey they undertake together. With all the sprint and originality that made Life of Pi so treasured, this brilliant new novel takes the reader on a haunting odyssey. Fantastic! I really like the sound of that, so I can't wait to get into that one. Now the next one I've got is another one. Now this isn't a very big book at all, look at this. But it's got a fantastic cover. This is The Gun Room by Georgina Harding, published by Bloomsbury. So it says, the memory of war will stay with a man longer than anything else. Dawn, mist clearing over the rice fields, a burning Vietnamese village, and a young war photographer gets the shot that might make his career. The image of a staring soldier in the midst of mayhem will become one of the great photographs of the war. But what Jonathan has seen in that village is more than he can bear, and he flees. He drifts on to Japan to lose himself in the vastness of Tokyo, where there are different kinds of pictures to be taken. Peacetime pictures of crowds and subways and cherry blossom, and pictures of a girl with whom he is no longer lost. Innumerable pictures of Kamiko on the streets and in the rain in the heat of summer. Yet even here in this alien city, his history will catch up with him. That photograph and his responsibility in taking it, his responsibility as a witness to war and as a witness to other events buried far deeper in his past. The Gun Room is a powerful exploration of image and memory, and of the moral complexity and emotional consequences of the experience of war. That sounds absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. And it's not very big. That is not a very big novel. So it's just over 200 pages. If anyone's read that, will you leave a comment for me below? Because oh, that sounds so good, I want to read it now. What have we got next? How are we doing for time? We're into about 11.5 minutes pre-edit, and I don't want to make this a long video. I've got a few other books here. Oh, I want to tell you about this one. So, this month, you will see in my wrap-up that I read Cousins by Sally Vickers, and I don't want to spoil anything for the wrap-up. For those of you that are waiting for the wrap-up, no spoilers, but I read a book by Sally Vickers and I didn't like it. In fact, I really didn't like it, which is really rare for me, because there's not many books that I start and I think I just can't finish it. But I didn't finish it. But I've heard such good things about the author, Sally Vickers, that I picked up another book of hers to give her another try. And this is The Other Side of You by Sally Vickers. How many times in a sentence can I say Sally Vickers? So anyway, I picked up this, The Other Side of You by Sally Vickers. So I'm going to give her another chance. And the next book that I've got for you, I've seen this a lot. So this is Nigel Balchin, A Way Through the Wood. And this is not a new book. This is quite an old book, but it's just been repackaged. And I think, let me just check when this book came out. This book was first published in 1951, but so it's being called a modern classic. This is a remarkable psychological novel of marriage, loyalty and justice. So James Manning is perfectly content. He has a successful life as a businessman in the city, a bright young thing of a wife, Jill, and an idyllic home in the countryside where he is the local magistrate. The only fly in the ointment is the hornbill, the Honourable William Buell, a gentleman with too much time on his hands. When a young man is knocked off his bicycle and subsequently dies, James is sure that Buell is the culprit. After all, he saw a scratch on the hornbill's car the day of the accident and it matches the description to a T. But events take an unexpected turn where James discovered that it was really Jill driving that night, and he is torn between obligations to his wife and to his profound sense of right and wrong. That sounds really good as well. So I'm going to get to that in due course. Now, what else have I got to tell you quickly before... Oh yeah, I'm going book shopping again tomorrow. I'm going to London I'm going to London on my own, but I'm meeting up in London with a bunch of other booktubers and we are going bookshop crawling. We are crawling all over London. So, as Simon said in his video, if you see a bunch of booktubers crawling around London tomorrow, we are on a bookshop crawl in London tomorrow, so I'm bound to buy some more and I might take some vlog footage of it. So that is it today. So look after yourselves, take care, whatever you're doing this week, enjoy your books, and I'll see you very soon for another booktube video. Bye bye.